story for y'all tonight. You just now tuning in. We call this here No Filter West, where we keep it real and we have good conversations. Today's story, y'all. Yeah, I got story time for y'all about the Dougherty gang. Now, the Doughertys was originally from Oklahoma, but they resided in Georgia, and they went on a crime spree, a robbing crime spree, all right, out of Kansas. Now, that's where it started. All the way from Kansas to Texas. And they didn't stop there. They went on and went to Arkansas and did a lot. So I'm going to break it down and tell y'all a little bit of it. Now, how the Dougherty family, they started off like any other messed up family. There was a lot of molestation going on. There was a lot of abuse going on. So, it kind of created troubled kids, that eventually grew into troubled adults. Now, the Dougherty gang, they wasn't your normal robbers, okay? They what you call real life outlaws, all right? Now, how it started, they actually made a movie about them. They made a little movie about them, and I wonder if they got any, some kind of compensation from that. You know what I mean? There's something I wanted to, look into. You know what I mean? But to tell y'all a little bit about the Dougherty gang, like I said, it started in Kansas, all right? Now, they made a movie about it. Y'all should check that out. I believe the name is, it might be the Dougherty Store. Might be the Dougherty Store. But anyway, it basically started off at the home, okay? Parole officer came to the house on one of the brothers. I believe it was Bobby Dougherty. And the sister name was Lee Grace Dougherty. Okay. She lived with her brothers. It was just them three, all right? They was together. And they did everything together. They stressed that a lot. Whatever we do it together, all right? They stressed that a lot. They was always click tight, all right? Ever since they was kids. Now, what transpired is the parole officer coming over to the house and threatening one of the brothers who was on parole, telling him, you're going to go back to jail if this don't happen. I believe he was a dirty parole officer or something like that. What's up? Lil T, what's up, bro? How you doing, brother? If you just now tuning in, make sure you like and subscribe because you don't want to miss these stories. You know what I'm saying? I give out cash prizes sometimes, I'm always enlightening people. I love to keep my people enlightened. But today, we got a story. A real story about the Dougherty family. And if y'all ain't heard about the Dougherty family, I strongly suggest you to go look them up. They went on a real robbing spree, all right? They was real live outlaws, okay? Real live outlaws. 3 of them. It was a sister and 2 brothers. The girl name was Lee Grace, okay? Now it started, like I said, the parole officer. He came to the house threatening one of the brothers. The brother didn't like that. They had a conversation after the parole officer left. And they decided that they was going to run, okay? Now, in the mix of that, after they took off running, they decide, one of the brothers decided, they are going to go on a robbing spree. They need money, right? What's up, y'all? How y'all doing, man? Y'all be sure to like and subscribe and be sure to come back, all right? Because y'all want to miss these stories. So they took off running. And he convinced his other 2 siblings to help him rob. All right? So they went on a robbing spree all the way from Kansas City, Texas, Arkansas. It goes on and on. All right? I think they even ended up in Colorado at one point. That's where they was arrested. They was caught in Colorado. All right? Y'all can look this up. All right, now check this out. They went on a lot of crazy sprees, man. They went and beat people, and old girl was having sex with everybody because she needed drugs and all type of crazy shit. All right. Now they went robbing banks, man. They went robbing banks, hurting people, all type of stuff. Okay. Now this was back in 2011. Wasn't that long ago. Okay. That's why I call them modern day outlaws. All right. Ain't nobody did nothing like that in recent times. Other than Bonnie and Clyde, ain't nobody really did nothing like that. You dig what I'm saying? Yeah, I rap, bro. A little bit. I do more than rap now, though. I put out artists. But y'all stay focused, all right? Stay focused what I'm telling you, okay? Now, the Dougherty gang. After they went on this robbing spree, right? They seen a family in the woods, all right? One of the brothers decided they wanted to tie the family up, okay? They wanted to tie the family up because they felt like that they might tell on them and where they at. They in the middle of the woods, in the middle of nowhere. He seen the tent. He opened it up. Nobody was there. Boom. The black man with his family comes around the corner. You dig what I'm saying? So, the thing is, check this out. The thing is, they got into it at that time. They got into it right there on the campgrounds, all right? Right on the campgrounds. And they had flashbacks and all type of stuff, okay? They crying and everything. The guy's telling the story. He was there, so he know, all right? The black guy. I think he's still alive, too. So, everything comes out, and they decide they want to turn themselves in, okay? I think after, like, a couple months, they decided to turn themselves in, all right? But it didn't go how they thought it was going to go. They on the road. Like I say, they still doing robbing sprees, all right? This time they end up in Colorado, y'all. They end up in Colorado. They riding down the damn road, one of the access roads in Colorado, okay? FBI agent gets behind them. He don't hit his lights yet. He following them for a while, all right? Robbing spree. Robbing spree means they went on a real live robbing consecutive banks back to back. Okay? Back to back. They just robbing banks. Alright? Back to back, bro. They were just robbing them back to back. And robbing wasn't the only thing they was doing. Alright? Like I say, the girl was on drugs. She was tweaked out. Alright? So she was going to people and guys that got drugs. Okay? And she was trying to have sex with them for pills and shit, okay? So, check this out. One of the guys that got busted in the head by the girl after they having sex, okay? Like I said, they made a movie about it. So, y'all check that out. It's called The Dougherty Story, all right? Y'all check that out. If you think I'm lying, you can back anything I'm saying up. You know I ain't going to push nothing on y'all if it ain't real, okay? I ain't going to open my mouth and talk about it. I don't do that. That goofy. You do what I'm saying? So, if I tell y'all something, you can take it to the bank, all right? I went and found out everything about this story that I could before I came on here and gave it to y'all. Okay? Now check this out. FBI agent gets behind him. Okay? He's telling them for a while. He never says anything. Alright? He don't hit his horn. He don't hit his lights. Nothing. He following them. So one of the brothers' people, he told him, we got issues, right? So, of course, that conversation breaks out. What they going to do? How they going to do it? One of the brothers flipped the car. He flipped the car. They get out blasted. Of course, right? Now, guess what? That ain't the trip shit. Now, every time y'all hear about somebody jumping out of the car, shooting at the police, what happens? They get unalive, right? Not this time. They survived. Yeah, they got shot, of course. They survived. All three of them. They survived, all right? You got one, Lee Grace. She's in prison in Alabama. Allisonville, Alabama. All right? That's what she is till today. They got 130 years. I believe they eligible, two of them. Actually, guess what? Hold on. Let's take it back. The girl is actually eligible for parole. Just found that out recently. She's eligible for parole, so she can get out soon. She can get out soon. Ain't that crazy? The two brothers, I think they split them up. The other brother is in Virginia prison. I'm not too sure about the other one. Like I say, y'all, this information wasn't easy to get because they high profile criminals. You dig what I'm saying? So a lot of that shit, it's not even safe to look up about. But yeah, it was crazy, man. They got 130 some years. You know what I mean? And that girl Lee Grace, she actually has a Facebook page. She's looking for pen pals for prison. It's not funny, but and asking people for money, of course. She in a tight situation. But anyway, if any of y'all want to speak to Lee Grace, all her information is on her Facebook. All her P.O. box number and all that shit. You can get all that off her Facebook. Lee Grace Dougherty. Okay? Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for the background. I try to do something for y'all. You know what I mean? Keep y'all in tune. But I'm always enlightening the people. I love y'all. So be sure to like and subscribe so y'all can come back and get some more of this. You do what I'm saying? Because I'm always giving y'all the good game. I love giving y'all the good game. I love keeping y'all informed. You do what I'm saying? Yeah, make sure you watch that, Lil T. Make sure you watch that. Because guess what? It's informative. You know what I mean? It's like, it's our history. Damn near. It was in 2011, but I believe they was arrested in 2012. Convicted in 2012. And yeah, they've been there ever since, man. The girl Lee Grace is all on Facebook. She looked happy. She looked happier than ever. Y'all gotta see it, man. Go look for yourself, man. Lee Grace Dougherty, man. She looks happier than ever, man. Like she's not even in prison. After they did all that, she can bust Buddy all in the head and everything. It's crazy, man. Shout out to y'all. Hey, I appreciate you, Lil T. I appreciate that, bro. You're a real one for that. A lot of people don't subscribe. I just had 26 people in here. I bet you not even 1% subscribe, bro. But so if you press subscribe, your mama raised a real one. You know that? Because you didn't have to do that. To you and your mama, bro. Straight up. But yeah, man, y'all check that out, man. Y'all check that out. And I'm looking for moderators. I actually got one. I need one more. I need one more moderator, all right, before we start going up in numbers. I need one more moderator. Because we got to get this crazy stuff out of here. I don't like to do none of that profound language. None of that. You know what I mean? I try to keep it at a bare minimum. You feel me? We got kids and stuff that come on here. I don't want to do none of that on my channel. You feel me? I don't want to do none of that. I just want to give good, raw content. You dig? That's all. And build from the ground up. And keep my people enlightened. Shout out to all y'all, man. I ain't ignoring nobody. I see y'all. We got hella people in the comments, but it's like, where they go? Where they go? But it's all good. We're just doing a little enlightenment, man, here on that show. No Filter West, baby. Yeah, that's what we do. We're going to keep it raw. But y'all check that out, man. It was 3 of them. It was 2 brothers and 1 girl. I can't remember the last one name. But one name was Bobby Dougherty, Lee Grace Dougherty, and I can't remember the last one name. They outlaws, man. They real live outlaws. You know what I mean? And I don't think it was cool what they did, Of course not. But they togetherness, how they stuck together no matter what to the end, that's what the shit is about, man. You dig? That's what it's about. They was family no matter what to the end, That's what it's about. The Dougherty family, man. I I can't stress that enough to y'all to go watch that movie, man. And I actually looked the story up, and then I seen the movie. So I'm really wondering, man. I'm wondering if they getting paid off that. What y'all think? Drop it in the comment section. Y'all think them folks getting some kind of residuals, like some kind of compensation from that? You know, it's like something. You know, other than bad publicity. I mean, let's get it right now. All publicity is good publicity, okay? But damn, you know what I'm saying? That's all they get. Y'all making all these stories and all these movies and shit on them, and I'm sure they ain't getting nothing from it, man. Cause old girl Lee Grace, she on Facebook asking people for money. You know? She on Facebook asking people for money. Something ain't right with that. You know what I'm saying? I can just look from my point and tell something ain't right with that. Especially if they making big movies and shit out of them. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn. Hold on, y'all. Let me go through the comments for a minute. You know, I'll be reading the comments. I be having to get it out first, you know. If I don't get it out first, y'all, if you know me, you know me. I forget. I gotta know. Okay. Yeah. What's up? What's up? Pimp Lane, what's up, bro? How you living? But yeah, man, the adultery story, man. Listen, y'all got to go check that out, okay? Now they got a story. Now I think they got a book now too. You know what I mean? Like I say, man, them folks should be getting some money. Ain't no way she should be on Facebook asking people for money. Ain't no way. And they make movies and books and man, that shit is crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy, man. Ain't no way they can get on folks something, you know? Well, I'm sure she just worried about coming home. You know what I'm saying? She probably got a whiff of that. It was like, yo, man, I don't care about none of that. I just want to make it home. She'd have been there, what? Shit. Damn. She been there for 13 years already. 13 years. I don't think they're going to let her out right now. If she eligible for parole in 30 years, she going to do that 30. You know what I'm saying? And that's just words I heard through the grapevine. You know what I'm saying? I heard that what happened was something happened in the judicial system. Something happened in the judicial system. And you know how shit happens. And like cases get overturned and shit. And maybe some cops was corrupt. It was something like that where they have to release her. That's what I heard anyway. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how true it is. You know? So before we put some umph on that, get that out there. But man, you know, it ain't good to be a criminal. Kids, don't do it. Don't do it. Go to work. Go to school. Start you a business. Robbing, killing. They ain't gonna do nothing to get you two places. Where the adulteries is at, or where they was about to go. You don't want to burn, alright? So, you know, stay out of trouble, man. Stay out of trouble. The adulteries, man, you know, it ain't cool to make a name for yourself like that, you know. I'm pretty sure after everything was over with, they probably wanted to be like Tesla or somebody like that, other than being known for robbers and outlaws. You know what I'm saying? Crazy business, man. But y'all check that out, man. Adulteries, man. The story really shook me when I first heard it. You know what I'm saying? Especially what happened to the girl and everything. They went through a lot. You know? They went through a lot as kids, you know? A lot of abuse. And once again, that don't give them the right to go and do nothing like that. But I'm just saying, I understand. You feel me? Like I said, I'd have done my little past dirt too. You feel me? By the grace of God, I ain't do no time or nothing. You know? But I woke up. You feel me? Oh, I was a monster. I was a monster in the street. You dig what I'm saying? A real monster. Boogeyman, ooga boo. But that ain't what you want to do. You feel me? Some point we gotta turn around. Some age we gotta turn around. You know? So this shit ain't right. You feel me? Shout out to y'all. What's up? What's up? Just crazy how people just dipped out. You know, they hear what you're talking about and they just leave most of the time. You know what I'm saying? I think they expect me to be talking about some shoot 'em up, bang bang shit. You know, snapping, going crazy, slapping on my baby mama. That make the people happy, man. You know, and that's a shame. That's a shame. Nah, baby, we just good, clean fun. All right. Not only good fun, it's no filter, baby. No filter west. All right. And that's what we do over here. We keep it real. We all the way authentic, 100. All right. No sugarcoat. No sugarcoat. But today is story time. So we ain't on none of that. And I don't like to keep it messy, you know. I don't want to keep it messy. And I also like to put facts out. I don't like to just put anything out there. All right. I'm gonna go get the full rundown before I tell the people. All right. I see a lot of false narratives out there on shit. You know, a lot of these channels and shit, they just be kicking anything to y'all. You know, anything, or they steal information and then come tell you instead of finding out they sell. You did? Nah, baby. Here on No Filter, everything a hunter, and you getting it straight from the source. All right. Yeah. Go run, tell a friend. Come back. Then go and tell them again. Y'all be sure to like and subscribe. You don't want to miss the next story. Like I say, everything authentic. Alright? Everything original. Y'all be sure to check that Dougherty story out. Like I say, I believe they got a book. And I know they have a movie. And it's a whole story. Some of the information is public. A lot of it is not public. Like the prisons they at and stuff like that. I had to do a lot of digging for that. I had to do a lot of digging to find out that one of the brothers is in Virginia State Prison and the other one is in Allisonville, Alabama State Prison. I had to do a lot of digging for that. For y'all. You did? And I don't see a lot of stories on them. I typed it in everywhere, man. I don't see a lot of stories on them. It's almost like somebody trying to sweep it under the rug. You know what I mean? I don't know. I couldn't understand for the life of me why it's hard to find stuff on the Dougherty family. You know? I don't know. Maybe we missing something. Maybe they know something we don't. Maybe they know something we shouldn't. You know? But yeah, it's definitely an official story, and the shit really happened, and they are really serving time for their actions. What y'all think? Drop it in the comment section. What y'all think? I want to know. I want to know what y'all think. The brother, one of the brothers ran away. Yeah, one of the brothers ran away. I just thought about that. I'm not reading off no teleprompter. I ain't got no paper or nothing. All of this is straight from my head. So y'all have to excuse me. I forget some things. It just came to me. it was a big fight between them because after all that stuff went down, remember I told you the sister was molested and the other brother was beaten. After he seen all that stuff going down, the brother, see, look, more coming to me, y'all. More's coming to me. The brother seen it. The brother seen the sister getting molested. And I believe he didn't do anything about it. So I believe the guilt got to him of him not doing anything about his sister being abused and his brother being abused. He couldn't take it. He ran off. He ran off. And then I believe he came back once he was in his late teens, 18, 19, something like that. And he made a promise not to ever leave him again. He couldn't keep that promise this time. Because what they value most, they had to give up. Time with each other. Now remember I told y'all it was all about togetherness. Everything was about doing it together with them. Okay? The feds did the worst shit that they can ever do to that family. They broke them apart again. And it says it too. In their story it says that. It says, what if after we going through all of this, what if the worst happened and we all get broken up? And that's exactly what happened. I think it's pretty messed up, man. You know, that's got to be devastating to be siblings and not be able to see them for years and years. You don't even know what they look like. I believe they don't have no contact. I think it's some kind of court order where they're not supposed to contact each other or something like that. And guess what? I got more for y'all. Remember I told y'all more coming back to me. More coming back. They tried to break out of prison. I believe it was like the first year they was there, 2012, 2013. And they had two of the siblings together next to each other where they could pass notes in between each other. They started talking about busting out. All of this shit is facts, y'all. All of this is facts, okay? They started passing notes about busting out, okay? Something happened. Somebody found out. They told the guards. More time, more issues, all right? Now, that's when they split them up. Now, she, like I say, it's in Allisonville State Prison. I'm sorry, not Allisonville. Allisonville, Alabama. The other brother's in Virginia State Prison. Now, another thing about the girl, about Lee Grace. Lee Grace she was different. I think she actually had some mental issues going on. You know what I mean? Just from what I see, okay? My perspective, I think she had some kind of mental issues going on. You know what I mean? Most of the time when girls are highly sexual like that, and they real talkative, real social. Not all the time, but sometimes they got mental issues. You did? Because think about it, y'all. Think about it. Most females ain't like that. You know? It's hard to get them to hang out with you, let alone hunch with you. So when they already like that, something wrong. You dig what I'm saying? Something wrong. Something was wrong with Lee Grace. My heart go out to it, man. My heart go out to all of them, you know. For one specific reason. They all got broken up, you know. They can't even be pen pals. Real siblings. Can you imagine how that feel? Not to see your brother or your sister for 13 years because of someone else. Well, if you want to think about it, you really want to be technical. It's because of them. They did it to themselves, you know. I'm pretty sure they didn't see it that way. You know, they didn't see it happening like that. You know, who does? But they made their bed, they gotta lay in it, right? Like we all do. We all make our bed, we gotta lay in it. So, when you make your bed, y'all, make sure the spreads are comfortable. That's the best advice I can give you. Make sure your spreads are comfortable. You see, the Dougherty family wasn't comfortable with their spreads. They weren't comfortable with their spreads. You did. You got to be comfortable with your spreads. Just because they're another color, don't mean they're not your spreads. Wash them. That's the best you can do. Wash them spreads. Keep them. Deal with them. Because the next ones might have bed bugs. Shout out to y'all, man. I love each and every last one of y'all. Because you on here with me. You took the time out your day to give me a little bit of your time. And I really appreciate that. No Filter West appreciates that. Like I say, man, y'all check out the Dougherty family store. It's very intriguing. You'll love it. You'll love it. The storyline is phenomenal. It's sad that happened to them like that, you know. But like I say, you make your bed, you gotta lay in it. It's a good thing they didn't. One did actually have a kid. I was just about to say it's a good thing they didn't have no kids. But the brother Bobby, I think he actually had a kid. They said, like I said, this is worldwide news, you know. It was on the radio, television, everything. They said on the news. They said on the news that he was having a child. They said Bobby was expecting a child. He had a newborn baby. What possessed him to do something like that? You know? You would think you want to see the baby born. At least. Everybody ain't the same. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this story. What y'all think about the Doughertys? It's all true. It all really happened. It all really transpired. Like I say, Lee Grace is eligible for parole soon, what I hear. I think I want to try to get an interview. What y'all think? I get 50 likes, I'll get that interview. I wanted to get the interview from all three of them, you know. That's when I start finding out what prisons and stuff they was at. And then I found out that they were high-profile criminals. I come to the conclusion that it might be a little hard to do that. So, if that's true, Lee Grace is getting out soon. That'll be exactly what I need to get my story. It's nothing like hearing it from the horse's mouth, and nobody got a story from it. I'll be the first. So, I think that's what I want to do. I want to get a story from Lee Grace or Bobby, one of the brothers. I believe they still got family out there. They still got family, you know. They had a mother, they had a father, Alice Dougherty, and I can't really remember the father's name. Like I say, y'all, work with me. I'm all this is off the top of the dome. Okay, maybe I should start writing stuff down, huh? But yeah, man, y'all be sure to check that story out, man. Y'all be sure to like and subscribe, because I'm always dropping good stories, dropping good gems, enlightening the people. I might even get out a cash prize. You won't know if you don't subscribe. Shout out to y'all, man. Stay tuned for No Filter West, Part 3. I'm out.